going to create bio poems. A bio poem is something that you write on someone. And instead of writing them on ourselves, we're going to be partnered up and we're going to write them on each other, two people together, okay? And the key is not only to write the poem based on that person, but we're going to try to use as many examples of our figurative language that we've learned about this week as we can. So let's do a quick review of all of our figurative language skills and see where we're at. So, don't popcorn it. I want you to raise your hand if you can tell me what it's called. And these are we're only gonna do a few of them since we didn't get to symbolism and tone. We're just gonna be talking about simile, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, and then possibly imagery too. So we briefly touched on that, right? So who can tell me out of those, what is a comparison of two things that uses like or as? Ethan.
A simile.
A simile. Good? Everyone good on those?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay, what about an extreme exaggeration? Brooklyn.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole, excellent. What about, okay, this is an example of one. The volcano awoke suddenly, throwing hot lava into the air. What is that an example of? Deshaun. I can see why you would think that. Who wants to help? Personification. Personification. Okay, what about 3-year-old Ben is a tornado, destroying everything in his path. Sebastian. Could be. I'll give you that. It could be. Because it gives us a picture. It's reaching our senses, right, of sight. We're imagining a tornado, a 3-year-old little tornado, right? Little kid. What did you say? A hyperbole would work too. Those kind of go hand in hand because it is an exaggeration. Listen, friends, don't popcorn it out. I want to call on people. Sophia? It is. It could be too. See, and like we talked about this week, some of these will go hand in hand. Something might be an idiom and also a hyperbole. Deshaun? Symbolism. Symbolism we didn't get to this week. Let me read it again. 3-year-old Ben is a tornado, destroying everything in his path. I will give you that. I will. And it's also an example of personification of the tornado. We're sort of giving it. Yes, I'll give you that. Okay, this is an easier one. That one was a little challenging even for me. What about? Let me find one that we've definitely gone over. Okay, Lexi's feelings are as delicate as a butterfly's wings. Caden. Simile. Excellent, because it uses as, right? Okay, what is a direct comparison of two things that does not use like or as? Julia. Metaphor. Excellent. Okay, what is, and this is not on our anchor chart, but this is something that we've talked about a little bit this week. What is it called when we repeat sounds at the beginning of words? Not letters necessarily, but sounds. Not quite. We're on the right track. Sophia, what's it called? It's not on our anchor chart though, remember? We did talk about this though, and I gave some examples. Not rhythm, it's getting warmer. Repeated sounds at the beginning of words. Sebastian. Anybody? Can anybody help them? Okay, we'll give you a minute if you think. Austin. Alliteration. Remember that one? So, that's not quite. Let's say, oh, here's an example of alliteration. The triplets tried to trick their teachers. The beginning sounds. Not necessarily the beginning letters, but they have the beginning sounds. Okay, what is a word that, don't popcorn, a word that represents a sound? onomatopoeia. Who can give me an example of onomatopoeia? Wade. Boom. Crash. Excellent. Anybody else? Courtney.
Click, not pop.
Yes.
Cheer.
Good job. We're really clear on that one, right? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, because I think you guys are ready to put all of your figurative language skills to work. So we're going to, like I explained yesterday, I'm gonna put you in, and I chose the groups of 2, so you're in pairs. This is how this is gonna work. And we need to keep our voices down so we don't disturb Ms. Reynolds, because if we're too loud, then we'll have to work independently, and it's not as much fun. So I'm gonna put you in groups of 2 people, and I've chosen the groups for you, and I'll tell you where to sit in the room. It's gonna be very similar to read to self, in that you're gonna be in a spot alone with your partner, and you're going to work very quietly. Okay, so we still need to keep our noise level very low. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to use these graphic organizers, bio poem brainstorming boxes. One person will begin and you will interview your partner. So you're going to find out what they enjoy, what they feel, what they wonder, what they fear. You're going to go through every step. You're also going to come up with 3 adjectives that describe that person. If you need help, we've got several character traits over there on that anchor chart, okay? These are going to be positive, kind words, friends, okay, and school appropriate. So keep that in mind. And you're going to come up with 3. So you're going to interview your partner. When I say switch, then your partner will interview you. And you need to be, if you're the interviewer, you are taking notes, okay, and writing down as much as you can. Because when time is up, you're going to go back and you're going to independently write your bio poem based on all the information on your graphic organizer. Does everyone understand? If you're there so far, you're understanding. Let me see your thumbs up. If you're on the fence sideways, and if you're lost, and I need to see your thumb down. Destiny, where are you at? So everybody's feeling good about it so far. Tomorrow, you good? Okay. So that's the first step. Then when we come back, I will pass out these bio poem templates. And you're going to write the information in this. A bio poem follows this type of a pattern. So the name, this is just an example I found on the internet so I could blow it up. The name, the 3 adjectives will be the second line. Then it will be lover of, or you can even say who enjoys. And then you're going to write out what they enjoy, what they wonder, what they feel, and so on. But this is the pattern that you will follow on your bio poem. And you're writing this on your partner. Okay? Now this is the challenge. I want to see how you can tie in your use of figurative language. So I want to challenge you, at least have 1 simile or metaphor, either or. At least 1 onomatopoeia, which is easy for you guys to do. And we've written all week, right? We've written hyperboles. We've written several similes on ourselves. Now we're just doing it on someone else. But I want you to include those in your poem. And like I said, this example doesn't have those. This is just showing you the layout. Okay? And then I also want to challenge you to try to include an example of personification or imagery into your poem. And let me give you some examples of that. I wrote one on myself. So I'm just going to give you some examples of how this will look. Okay, so if you said, also you can use alliteration. I said, lover of reading, writing, and roller coasters. You see how I did that with the same sound at the beginning of those words? So it's not; those are not challenging. Now some of them might be, but I also said, who feels happy and peaceful at the beach, listening to the waves crash on the shore. Onomatopoeia. I said, who cares about education as much as breathing, which is what? An example of simile. Because I value that. So you're going to take what they value, what they care about, what they enjoy doing, fear, and you're going to create the simile or the metaphor or the example of onomatopoeia. For imagery, I said, who dreams of living on an island surrounded by clear blue water and soft white sand? Because that's appealing to our senses, our 5 senses, right? Which is what imagery is. So that is your challenge, to include those figurative language examples into your poem on your partner. Everybody good? Okay, so I'm going to give you your partner name. I'm going to tell you who your partner's with, and then you need to come and get, I'm just going to pass out the graphic organizer first, and I'm going to tell you where to sit in the room. And you can get started. Remember, friends, if we get too loud and we're disruptive, we're going to have to work independently. So keep your voices down. Okay, let me get my list of friends. Okay, Brooklyn and Taylon. Here, friends. And I want you guys to sit over there on the mat by the door. Yes, because you'll need to interview. And go ahead and get started. Just keep your voices down. But pick one to start. Jaden's and Darsha. You have Jaden's too. And I would like you guys to sit over on the little apple rug over there. And we have limited time, friends. You've got about 2.5 minutes to interview each other. Because this should take no more than 5 minutes total. So you need to be quick, okay? Let's see, Jashawn and Julia. And I want you guys to be right over here, Jashawn, by the computer. And you've got Julia's paper too. Avery and Trey. And Avery, you guys can go stand over in the, or be in the corner over there by the library. Go ahead and get started. Okay, let's do Wade and Katrina. Where's Wade? And I want you friends over there by my desk, okay? Okay, I've got Adam and Kayla.
I do it.